Hello gang, we're back here hanging with Heavy. We're doing tips and tricks brought to you by boatloans.com for all your marine financing, whether it's refinancing, your current boat or a new boat, looking for financing for a new boat, check out boatloans.com. And I don't think their rates can be beat. Check them out at boatloans.com. Right now, we've went over in the past, we've went over dropper loops. We're gonna do dropper loops on rigs right now. We're going to do a high-low dropper loops. These are very versatile. You can see them in sea bass rigs, Tautog rigs, high-low for striped bass, high-low for flukes. So many different variations of a dropper loop rig can be used. This is going to be a high-low dropper loop rig. So we're going to put 2 dropper loops on our mono. I'm going with 30-pound test on this one for these because I'm going to use this as a Tautog rig, and I got a little bit smaller hooks than I normally use. But what we're going to do is we're going to put our dropper loops on this one. We're going to do 2 of them. So you don't want to put it right in the middle because you're not going to be able to put 2 dropper loops with having one in the middle. So we're going to get closer down towards the end. Now with our dropper loop, I want them pretty big on the loops on these because I want to push them through the eye of the hook, or if I snip them off, I want to have a longer piece to snell the hook onto. So we're going here. All right, there's our main loop right there. All right, not too close to the bottom. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to come in. We're going to try to find the middle, like one of the middle loops around the middle. And we open it up. And we open up that twist. Alright, now we're going to reach through and pull up the bottom loop, come through it. Alright, now we have to use your mouth on this one. Get it a little wet on both sides so everything cinches down. You're going to grab that loop to come in through where the twists were. We're going to start to slowly slide them together as you're pulling. Now there's that loop, and you can see the twists are all pulling together. Alright, they're all going to pull together. So you got to pull on everything, both ends, both tag ends, and the loop at the same time to cinch them all down. And it's locked in. Alright, so there's one dropper loop. This is where your sinker or your swivel will go, if it's going to be the top loop or the bottom loop. And then you'll put a hook out on this. You can use J hooks for sea bass, Tautog hooks. You can make your dropper loops a little smaller, and you can make a high-low rig for fluke. So now we're going to put one up towards the top because we want them pretty spaced apart. So again, make our loop, twist it around, take your tag ends, go over top of each other. So you got your loop, your tag end. Alright, we're going to come through with our tag end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably go with an odd number, 7. Never seem to really matter. You want to kind of come through and pick the middle. Find the middle, open it up with your twists. Still got your tag end and both tag ends in your hand. Reach down through and bring this loop up. Bring that loop up into the middle. This one doesn't want to behave. Alright, so now it's coming through your twists. See how it's kind of coming through your twists? Alright, you want to hold on to your tag ends, reach in, moist them all down. Reach in, start to slowly stretch them. You got your twists. It's right down through the middle, even on both sides. Pull both ends and in the middle at the same time. I didn't have that moist enough, so it kind of needed to put a pretty heavy grab to it. So there you go. There's your other loop. So I got one loop there. Come down. Got another loop there. So I have a double dropper loop rig. Now you can do so many different things with this one setup. You can add a bead to each one, a bead and a J hook for like a sea bass rig. You know, heavier mono, you can use these for deep dropping. You want to make your loops a little bit bigger, but we're gonna stick with doing a high-low tog rig right here, blackfish, tog, slippery bass. So what we're gonna do is we're going to put it all together. And there's your 2 dropper loops. Alright. If the eyes are big enough on your hooks, these are a little bit smaller than I like to use for the togs, but these are the ones I had available here at the house. So, mustad blackfish hook, the inverted eye. The inverted eye on that mustad. Now we want to take, now if we can, pinch down the dropper loop. Don't think this one's going to let us do it. Oh, it worked. So we're going to come through the loop. I'm going to pinch it down. You want to try to make sure it's in the middle. So you go up into the eye. I'm going to slide it down. Put the hook through the loop. And you cinch it tight. And there's your drop. And there's a half your tog rig with your dropper loop. And there's the bottom hook on that one. And then we're going to do the same thing here for this hook. Pinch it in the middle. Pinch it down tight. You gotta kind of get enough so you can push it so it's not bending it. And there it is. Goes through. Comes in. So then the mono rides right up. It's looped and locked. So it's looped and locked. Alright? So if we just kind of put a loop in the middle of them, you can see that there's the 2 hooks are right here together. They're spread out. Probably got 16 inches, 18 inches in between them. And then I'm going to put tie a swivel on the one end and a loop on the other one for your lead. Wreck rigs like this for sea bass, tog, etc. You don't need to put any a lot of fancy hardware on them. You'll lose a lot of rigs. So, a spool of leader material, a bag of hooks, some swivels, and I just make loops, and big enough loops for putting heavy sinkers on them. Sometimes you got to get down pretty deep. So for the loop for the bottom, you just take it, and it's just an overhand loop knot. So you just take this, double it up, all right, and then come back close to where your tag end is. Make another overhand loop. Overhand loop. Right back in there. And then just cinch it down. And then you got your weight loop. And just trim up your tags. Trim it back. Alright. And then we can come in, we'll put a swivel on the top. Take the top one. See, put your swivel down. With this, we're just going to do a polymer knot. We're going to go through so it's doubled up. See that? You got your loop and your swivel, and you're just going to move it. Make sure the swivel stays in the middle of the loop. You got a little bunny rabbit there. Take the ears, go through the hole, pull the swivel, push the swivel down through, grab the swivel, pull the loop back up. Polymer knots, gotta make sure the lock comes over the top. So we're gonna pull it down, moisten it up. Lock it in. Bit off piece of mono. Tip and trick, don't eat the mono. So you want to make sure the lock comes down over the polymer to lock that loop in. And then trim them up tight. Locked in. Swivel, 2 dropper loops, and the loop for your sinker. That is a high-low Tautog rig. So I usually use a little bit bigger hooks. And I think these are 4s. These are a little small for what I like to use, but you know, they can be used for porgies, they can be used for sea bass, they can be used for tog. Right now this is a double dropper loop Tautog rig, and get your green crabs, put some green crabs on there, some clams, and you're ready to go for blackfish. So once again, this has been Hanging with Heavy, tips and tricks brought to you by boatloans.com. Check out our friends at boatloans.com for all your refinancing or new boat purchases. When you're looking for financing for your boat, go to boatloans.com. Thank you and have a great day.